Hello students, let me check if everything is working properly so that we can start our session. Let me check. Is it working? So give me a moment. Hello students. So hello, everything is working properly. So hello students and welcome back to BankExamsToday.com. So if you have cracked the phase 1 or you are preparing for RBI grade B 2020 exam, or even if you are preparing for RBI assistant or NABARD grade A level exams, this class is for you, right? So before starting the session anyway, let me just share this with the link to the session on the Bank Exams Today's Telegram channel. So we are also available on Bank Exams Today's Telegram. We have a Telegram channel. The link is available in the description. Please check and please post your doubts on the live chat. Okay. So let's start the today's session. The ESI live quiz. I'll be taking just 10 to 15 minutes. And before starting, let me tell you, if you haven't able to crack that 2019's phase 1 exam, then you can take our 2020 course and streamline your preparation. I mean, a complete comprehensive course is available on bankexamstudy.com. So why this thing is not working? Let me check. Yeah, it's working now. So RBI Grade B Phase 2 course is available on bankexamstudy.com. So you can use the coupon code RBI40. And we also have the evaluation service for the descriptive paper. And we have also launched the NABARD Grade A 2020 course on bankexamstudy.com. So just go to bankexamtoday.com or install the Bank Exam Today's mobile app, or you can also WhatsApp us 906720100. That is our WhatsApp number. Okay. So the question number 1, what is the allocation towards the Mahatma Gandhi Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, Manrega in short form, in the budget 2019-2020? See students, what happened in India as of now? If you're reading newspapers properly, why there is a slowdown in India? Because there is lack of demand, lack of rural demand. In the rural area, the demand went down. That's why there is a the auto sector and lot many sectors, they are facing the problem. There is a general, the whole macro level slowdown in our economy. So a lot of economists like Mr. Banerjee, who won that Nobel, and Mr. The Manmohan Singh, he gave the recommendations that the government should, allocate more money to Manregas, right? But this government, what they did is, this government actually reduced the allocation to the Manregas, and it has been, it is 60,000 crores. It had received 61,000 crore and 61,084 crore last year, but this year, this allocation has been reduced to 60,000 crores. I mean, in the Manrega, 34,000 crore was allocated in 2014-15, and it was actually increasing in last, many years. It was actually increasing, but this year the allocation has been reduced. So the people in the rural economy, they'll be having less money with them, so they'll be purchasing less amount of goods. So there will be general slowdown. So that's what a lot of economists are recommending Mr. Modi and that Modi's government, Mr. Modi's government, but he's not doing much about it. So 60,000 crore is the correct answer. This much has been allocated to Manregas, but more should be allocated to the rural public so that they can actually purchase more money. So there will be an overall demand in the economy. The businesses, they'll be able to sell more. So people will be getting more salaries. So there will be an overall, you can say, the economy will be pumped up. But the government is busy in bailing out the banks, that big businesses, but they don't want to spend money on the Manregas. So that's the problem with the government. So what scheme is being implemented? If there is any doubt anytime, you can actually ask your doubts in the comment section. Okay. Which scheme is being implemented by the Ministry of Minority Affairs for encouraging leadership growth and development amongst the minority women? So very, very important for the minority leadership growth, encouraging the leadership growth in the minority women. So this scheme is this is the scheme. The Nai Roshni is the name of the scheme. So women empowerment, this is the need of the hour, and the government wants the votes of that Muslim women and all. So the triple talaq was in the news, and a lot of such issues were in the news. So that's, I can say, even that's a need of that day. There is a problem of gender inequality in India to to remove that gap, the government is launching a lot of schemes for the women. For the And the name of the scheme is Nayi Roshni. A lot of schemes are there for the women. I'll be providing PDF to this lecture on my Telegram channel. The link would be available on the description. The national economy is witnessing slow growth, while unemployment is also relatively high. Unemployment is high. Acute increase in process of all goods. Increase in the process of all goods is observed, but no consequent increase in supply takes place, and there is a decline in GDP. So what situation is that? Is it inflation? See, inflation is not the scene, because GDP doesn't. GDP doesn't decline in case of an inflation, or even in the case of a deflation. So these are not the cases, right? So it can be stagflation, depression, or recession. So give it a close look. Unemployment is high. There is an increase in the process of all goods. So what the case is right here? In case of stagflation, there is overall inflation in the economy. There is inflation in the economy. The GDP is going down. The high rate of unemployment, the recession in most of the economic activity, and poor implementation of the government policies. That's what forces the stagflation. The situation is like, for example, I'm a producer. I produce, let's say, 1,000 units of a goods, right? And the raw material cost is high. The raw material cost is really high. So I'm not able to produce 1,000 units, and I'm not able to sell that many units. So I'm producing only 800 units. And that's why the supply is decreasing. There is a pressure in the supply side. So the overall supply is decreasing, and that's why there is an inflation. Right now, as I'm producing just 800 units rather than 1,000 units, I fired many people, right? As overall in the economy, the production is decreasing, the GDP will go down, right? And there will be, like, everybody is producing less amount of goods, so there will be recession, right? And major reason is the poor implementation of government policy. Why the government is not investing in Manaregas? The government is not putting the money in the poor man's pocket. So if the poor rural public, if they don't have money in their pockets, they're not going to buy biscuits, they are not going to buy clothes, they are not going to buy a lot of things. So that is a problem, right? So let's move forward to the question number 4. Which body releases the index of industrial production? That's in the news. Index of industrial production. Why that was the IAP number? There was a negative growth of minus 1.1%. So it is lowest in the last 81 months. Lowest in last 81 months. That is why it is in the news. And the Central Statistics Office, the CSO of Ministry of Statistics and the program implementation, they releases this data on the monthly basis, right? So the lowest number since last 81 months. So it is actually like a disaster as of the moment. So correct answer is A, Central Statistics Office. India's ranking in Index of Economic Freedom, that was in the news. Index of Economic Freedom. So it is released by the Heritage Group. 186 countries have been ranked on the basis of 12 measures. The measures are like the rule of law, the size of government, regulatory efficiency, openness of the market. So that's how the countries are evaluated, and India's rank is 129th. India's rank is 129th out of 186 countries, which is actually really bad. So it is kind of we are kind of mostly unfree. So we are mostly unfree kind of economy. So ease of doing business index, that is ease of doing business. Sorry for that. In the ease of doing business index, what is the rank of India and who brings it out? So India's rank at 63, and World Bank brings it. Okay, India's rank is 63, and World Bank brings this index. Okay, so you can go in depth about this particular quiz in this link, the Hindu Business Line. You can just go through this article if you want to. The government of India recently launched the Mukhyamantri Kanya Sumangala Yojana. It was launched in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Mukhyamantri Kanya Sumangala Yojana. There is a gender inequality. There are more boys as compared to girls. So it is a program in which whenever a girl born in the state of in the state of Uttar Pradesh, rupees 50,000 would be provided to the family for birth of every girl child. So 15,000 every month, right? So governor of Uttar Pradesh is Anandi Bain Patel, right? And Minister of Women and Child Development is Smriti Irani. And these people, they actually, launched the scheme. So this is a two-marker question. In economics, please give it a close look, and if there is any doubt, you can always ask your doubts. So give it a close look. Yeah. Ayusha Mukul, I'll be doing the numericals a day after tomorrow or tomorrow. I'll be doing 5 numericals a day. So in economics, curve A illustrates a theoretical relationship which exists between the rates of taxation and the revenue realization of government. I mean, I want to explain this concept. The relationship between taxation and revenue realization. Please give this a close look. This is known as a Laffer curve. See, students, as the tax rate is increasing, see, let's say if it is 10%, the government is making this much money. So as the tax rate is increasing, the government is making more money. But after a point, let's say that it is 30%. Let's assume. Once the government makes the tax rate 40%, the tax collection would reduce. So if it is 100%, I mean, obviously, suppose if government is charging 100% tax, obviously nobody's going to work, because everything is taken by government. So nobody's interested in working actually, right? So obviously the government tax rate would be zero. Tax collection would be zero. So as the government's tax rate increases, the revenue decreases. So that is Laffer curve. That is what Laffer curve. I hope that's how we pronounce it. Taxation, that's the relationship between taxation and the tax collection or the revenue realization of the government, right? So between 0 to 100% it is. So and the curve B illustrates the taxable income changes in response to the change in taxation rate. So taxable income changes in response to the tax rate. That means what? Elasticity of taxable income. So sorry, it is elasticity of taxable income. It is elasticity of taxable income. As the government is charging less amount of tax, we are motivated to work hard. We want to make more money. We want to enjoy the possessions, right? We want to be materialistic, right? Everybody wants to be materialistic, except me. Chalo. Anyway, which Indian company recently launched a campaign to convert plastic waste into bitumen? So what is bitumen? So you might have seen, the roads. You might have seen the roads. So on the road, there is a black material that we put on the roads to, to build the road. So that black liquid material, the look we call it in the Punjabi. So that is bitumen. So So that is Indian oil. Okay, the correct answer is A, Indian oil. Okay. So which following term best fits the definition provided in that following text? So that was in the news. Suppose there is a FII, the foreign institutional investor or somebody resides outside India and he wants to invest in India, but he doesn't want to pay taxes. Suppose I want to invest in India, but I don't want to pay the taxes in. So what the foreign investors are doing? These people, small the direct investors, they go to FII, and these FIIs they make an instrument. They call it P notes or participatory notes. So the FIIs, these registered FIIs, they collect the money from a lot of investors, let's say thousands of investors, and they pool that money and then they invest into the Indian markets. Okay, so these people, these individuals, what they are doing, they invested in FII, and now let's say this FII, they invested in P notes, right? And now they are not buying or selling the units. Whatever they bought it, they're not buying or selling it. So as they just bought it once, then they are not selling it. There is no point of levying the taxes. In India, I mean, suppose I bought that stocks like 10 years back. So the government of India, they can't levy the capital gain tax till I sell those assets, right? But what is happening here, this FII, the people are buying the units of these P notes and selling it. And so as it is happening out of India, so we don't know. I mean, the Indian government, they can't levy the tax on it, right? So people are buying the units, people are selling the units, and FII, they are not touching the money that they have invested invested in the Indian markets, right? So people are buying it, people are selling it, and they are not paying the capital gain tax. So that is what participatory notes or the P notes, right? So the correct answer is D. So very, very important topic, students. So if there is any doubt, anyway, you can always ask your doubts in the comment section and I'm going to answer it. And you can also WhatsApp me anytime. And yes, if you are appearing for the RBI grade B, this 2019 mains exam, obviously you need you should get your essay evaluated from some of your friends, and I'm one of your friends actually, right? You can ask me to evaluate your essay and I'm going to evaluate for you, and the links are available in the description. Just fill that form and send me your essay and I'm going to check your essay, right? That is really important. The descriptive paper is a decision maker. This thing is going to make a difference in your final result. You are putting in a lot of efforts in the ESI, you are putting in a lot of efforts in FM, but if you are not working on ESI, on that descriptive paper, and if you are not doing your practice for this particular section exam, then you are making a big mistake. That is a blunder, I would say, right? Don't do that. I have seen many students who perform really well in FM and the ESI, but they just fail at that descriptive paper. So don't do that mistake, right? I want you to, crack this exam. So my WhatsApp number 906720100, that is anyway available, WhatsApp. So that's all for today, students. Thank you and have a very nice day. Please follow me on Telegram. The link is available in the description. The name of the channel is Bank Exams Today. And I'll be providing PDF of this lecture on Telegram as well. I'm providing a lot of good content on the Telegram for free. So that's all for today, students. I hope you liked the today's session. If there is any doubt in your mind, you can always ask your doubt, and please subscribe the channel. That's really, really important for me. And please like this video if you liked it, and please make a comment and share this video with your friends. So thank you and have a very nice day.